Elections. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thumbs up, chat, if you can hear me. I am away from the office, but give me a thumbs up if you hear me. I see people on. Let me see. I see a thumbs up. Okay, good. Great. Okay, so again, how's it going, man? I'll take that as a thumbs up. Thanks for following, Tovar. Again, the city of Brownsville right now is having a runoff election for districts 4 and for the at-large position. Currently, right now, Pedro Cardenas is the District 4 commissioner. He is being challenged by Ms. Daisy Zamora. In the at-large race, we have Nurit Golonsky and Roy de los Santos. Commissioner de los Santos was the previous District 3 commissioner. He did not seek re-election, but rather jumped into a race that was vacant by Commissioner Rose Gowen. We will be showing the results live as soon as they come in. Again, it's going to take us, I would say, 15, 20 minutes for us to get the numbers, the early vote numbers. After that, we anticipate probably it will take another hour, possibly 2, for us to even know the final outcome. A lot's at stake, ladies and gentlemen, for the city of Brownsville moving forward. Ultimately, what we will see is that the dynamics of the commission, how that will change. Again, in politics, the famous number is 4. If you're able to have the majority, more than likely, you will be able to pass your agenda, whatever it may be. And in politics, ladies and gentlemen, things change in a New York minute. One day you're good, the next day you're down. One day you could be in the majority for one certain agenda item. The next you could be in the minority, usually. Again, but in politics, it's never a dull day, as we say. So these elections, again, are very, very important. And we keep on talking about it. And I have production in my ear. Frankie, please don't say that we have voter apathy and spend another 5 minutes on this. But it's the truth. It's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. How Brownsville was huge. Brownsville was big, but for whatever reason, people just don't care. People don't come out to the polls. They each have their own reasons. They think, hey, my vote doesn't matter. They think it's rigged. They say, you know what? Es un desmadre. Why even entertain the idea of wasting my time? But us, those individuals that are tuning in, thank you so much. To me, this is like the Super Bowl. To me, this is the Super Bowl for nerds. Well, not really nerds, because Puro Pesado is studies this, and people spend thousands of dollars, possibly even in the 6-figure mark, for these races. City commissioners, they get paid $25,000. The mayor gets paid $40,000. So a lot's at stake for a lot of individuals. We have come on for the past 2 weeks and talked about how Pedrito Cardenas out of District 4 does not have proof of income. How is he going to deal with this if he were to be defeated today? Is he going to benefit if he stays on the city commission? When we talk about Nurit Golonsky, is she going to be able to come back to the city commission? There are some question marks in regards to her candidacy. She was on the PUB board during Tanasca. If you ask everybody about Tanasca, you get that. The citizens of Brownsville were robbed. That's the consensus, ladies and gentlemen. That is the consensus that we hear. We have Commissioner Roy de los Santos. Will he be able to become the commissioner at large and serve possibly 8 years? It is no secret that Commissioner Roy de los Santos, I froze, brain fart. Sorry, Saturday, guys. It is no secret that Commissioner de los Santos has his quest to become the next mayor for the city of Brownsville. Is this the next step for him to fulfill his dream, his goal of being the city commissioner at large? And when you really think about it, ladies and gentlemen, the at-large positions, they're kind of like mini mayors, because ultimately, I think we've got something. Yes, we did. Let's go. Let's go. Damn, that was quick. 3 minutes after. No way. No way. No way. No way. Wait, is this? Okay, yes, we have results, ladies and gentlemen. June 7th, 2025. These are early voting. There's 107,000 registered voters in the city of Brownsville. 4,000 came out to vote. We have 82 by mail and close to 4,000 individuals. Let me zoom it in. Okay, we have, Nurit Galansky is the new commissioner at large. We have De Zamora down. Pedrito Cárdenas seems to take it as of right now. Mayor of Primera. So the new commissioners moving forward will be Pedro Cárdenas and Nurit Galansky. Let's take a look at that. Nice. So if we see what happened, we have early voting, 950. Came out for Pedrito Cárdenas. De Zamora, 769. So 55-45. It was close. This one was a toss-up. Everyone anticipated Pedrito Cárdenas coming on top. There were some people that were saying, you know what, with all this coverage, maybe it might affect them. Not the case. De Zamora, impressive at a 45%. Is it possible for her to garner 500 more votes on election day? I don't believe so. But congratulations to Miss Nurit Galansky. She will be the next commissioner at large, place B. And as of right now, Pedrito Cárdenas will continue to be the commissioner for District 4. He did receive 950 votes early with 14 mail. Galansky got 51 votes. So when we look at it, ladies and gentlemen, this is what the dynamics will be like. Bring me down. Again, this is hypothetical. Things change in a New York minute, but this is what we have moving forward. We have a majority that consists of possibly Brian, Gustavo, and Pedrito are tied to the hip. So the swing vote for this one, and we anticipate that the other faction, the minority, right now, again, things change very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, very quickly. So the minority is the Mayor Cowan, Tino Villarreal, Nurit Galansky. The swing vote, ladies and gentlemen, the swing vote will be Linda Macias, which we anticipate she will sign. And again, this is just hypothetical because things change quickly. Deals are made quick. So we anticipate as of right now, Linda Macias signing with Pedrito Cárdenas, Gustavo de Leon, and Brian Martinez. Is the mayor and Nurit Galansky, who previously ran against Brian, and Tino Villarreal, will they be able to sway Brian to the majority? We anticipate, again, the two swing votes are going to be Linda Macias and Brian. They essentially form the majority with Pedrito and Gustavo de Leon. So who is it going to be? Is it going to be Linda Macias And again, you're talking about deals, ladies and gentlemen. These people will get opportunities, benefits. Think about this. This is a budget of $132 million. Who's going to offer the best, the best offer? Who is it going to be? So moving forward, Linda Macias and Brian have so much power, because they could swing the majority. So this is very, very interesting stuff. It really is. Y'all may not think it is, but it really is. It's important for us to recognize that these people, they could essentially side with Mayor Calvin, Tino Villarreal, and Ruth Galansky. So Brian and Commissioner de los Santos were tied at the hip. How does he work with Perito Cárdenas? Maybe because of Roy de los Santos. Maybe he's familiar with Perito Cárdenas. He's comfortable with Perito Cárdenas. And automatically he gets Gustavo de Leon. So that makes Linda Macias the swing vote. Who is she comfortable with? Is she comfortable with Pedrito? Is she comfortable with Brian? So this, we anticipate that this is the landscape of the city of Brownsville moving forward. Let's show it once again. Nurith Galansky, 63%. She won by 1,000 votes. Well, early voting. They'll probably get less, of course. We anticipate Commissioner de los Santos of bringing in his crowd. So as of right now, she has 1,000 lead. But again, who comes out to vote on election day? Not many. District 4, Pedro Cárdenas, is in the lead by less than 200 votes. Now, is it possible for Daisy to get 200 votes on election day? Maybe. Anything's possible. But again, if we go to the numbers for election, for the city of Brownsville, of early voting, the numbers, we shouldn't see that many votes. We got how much was it? We got close to 4,000 votes. Let me bring it up very quickly. Let me bring it up. Let me show you the numbers for early voting. Let me bring this down. These were the early voting numbers. Close to 4,000 voters came out. So today, we'll probably get what? 200, 300. You have those people that do prefer to go on election day. That's their thing. They wait until the last day because they want to, they want to bet the candidates. So is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. It's possible for them to, to come out. But we got 4,000 voters. How many do we anticipate coming out? Not that many, in my opinion, Chad. In my opinion. What's y'all's take? I don't want to say everyone, but it was kind of anticipated that Nurith Galansky was in the lead comfortably. That was a general understanding between people, poll watchers, people that follow this stuff. The interesting one was District 4. And they're fairly similar to what happened on the general election. How Pedro Cardenas was number one, and Day Zamora came in a strong second. But she was off, what, 60-some votes, 80-some votes? So this just shows you that, again, it's close, but is Day Zamora able to pick up those 200 votes on election day? Anything is possible, ladies and gentlemen. Anything is possible, but we'll see. We shall see. Yes, the results are out. Yes, the results are out. I'm live. Come on now. So what's y'all's take? What's y'all's take on these races? It's going to be interesting moving forward because, where does Commissioner de los Santos go from here? Is he going to continue, take a break? He's a politician. He's a great politician. So he's going to continue with Sombrero. He's going to continue with the Midi Foundation, possibly look into other races, maybe school, maybe county, maybe, there's endless possibilities for Commissioner de los Santos moving forward. When we talk about his race in particular, and I'm going to keep on refreshing, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep on refreshing the results that do come in on election day. Again, we just received the early voting and mail-in ballots. So this race is, we can say that the new at-large position commissioner is Nunit Galonsky. She did receive 63% of the vote as of right now. We do anticipate that she will be the next commissioner. The interesting thing about this race, ladies and gentlemen, was how the conservatives came out to vote. And we talked about how the FU heard around the world, how that really affected Commissioner de los Santos. This was something that the community as a whole said, you know what, maybe we need to rethink or give an opportunity to somebody else. What would have happened if Commissioner de los Santos would have stayed in District 3? Would Gustavo have jumped into that race? Gustavo did amazing. He got also 60-some% of the vote. So just the dynamics of everything, of all these shuffling and moving parts, it's very telling. It really is, because it changes the landscape on so many different levels. Yeah, what would have happened if Roy Dos Santos would have stayed in District 3? How would he have fared against Gustavo de Leon, who was very strong? He decided to go to the at-large, where everybody, all the city of Brownsville, could come out to vote. Again, it's like a mini mayor. Him and now Nunit Galonsky and Tino Villarreal are like mini mayors, because they're able to, and not that the other commissioners don't service all of Brownsville, but they generally focus on their districts, on their areas. Is the people of Brownsville now with PUB, of the links that we have shared with Nájera and Martin Sarkis, how is Nunit Galonsky gonna address this? Is she gonna be vocal? Is she going to say, you know what, let it ride? Moving forward, again, Nunit Galonsky was at PUB board during Tenasca. Many people wanted an audit. She voted against it. So it's going to be interesting moving forward. How do y'all feel about this race, ladies and gentlemen? Again, many people anticipated Nunit Galonsky to be comfortably in the lead. Everybody said, it's fairly close. It's easy to say. I'm sorry. It's easy to say that she has a comfortable lead moving forward. So never a dull day in the city of Brownsville. And the Pedro Cardenas race, he had the votes. He had the votes in the general election. It was fairly closer, but here we see how he got the conservative vote. He got Alejandro Garcia. He got Michael Rodriguez, Luis Tijerina. So essentially, he had two former opponents and a conservative that came out in droves. They did do a chicken plate drive, so to speak. They gave out 1,000 chicken plates. Was that good enough for them? Apparently, because Gustavo de Leon did win. And now, right now, we have Pedrito Cardenas in the lead with less than 200 votes. For this race, individuals were saying, it's a toss-up, it's close. The thing working against Ms. De Zamora was she had three camps working against her. She had Pedrito Cardenas, she had Michael Rodriguez, and she had Luis Tijerina, all working against her. Again, this is still not for sure, because could she gain 200 votes on election day? Anything is possible. If we get 4,000 votes in early voting, ladies and gentlemen, we anticipate today. Anybody want to take a guess? 500 votes? 700 votes? I don't think it will get to 1,000. Maybe. We saw the biggest day for the city of Brownsville. The biggest day was on obviously the first day of early voting, then the last days of early voting. We saw 400 people come out. So let's say 300 people, 400 people, 500 people. But then how many of those people reside in District 4 for that race? So again, is this going to be a nail biter? We don't anticipate. If anything, we do feel that De Zamora will close the gap with Pedro Cardenas. But to get 200 votes, again, if this was a general election, if this was anything could happen. Anything. But since this was a runoff in June, again, voter apathy is real. How many registered voters? Let me see. How many registered voters? I'm going to click one more time, fam, just to check if... No, there's no way. It's going to be at least 8:15, 8:30 by the time they get... what was I going to look at? Somebody else, by the time they get... by the time they get the results for Election Day and canvas... Or not canvas, but get the results. Total votes, yes. Oh, yeah, it's right there. 1751. So how many do you anticipate coming out on Election Day? Possibly, what? For District 4. District 4, 1750 came out to vote. Let's say 1,800 people came out to vote. How many will come out today? Election Day. District 4. Not a lot. I'm guessing it's going to be... I'm guessing it's going to be like... No, 500 seems too much. Damn, I'm gonna lowball it. I'm going to say 350. I'm going to say 350. No, it's District 4. District 4 is big. I mean, well, yeah, it's big. It's the blue. District 4 is blue. It's big, but I anticipate. Oh, yeah, I got to post. I forgot. I anticipate 300 people coming out to vote. Not many. Not many at all. Oh, let me post on here. Because... So what are your thoughts, chat? We got a few people on here. How do y'all feel these elections turned out? Again, they were kind of spot on. they were really spot on, because people that were following and that are, that follow these races, everyone anticipated Nunez Golonsky to be comfortable. Like, she was going to be comfortable moving forward. So the one that was in question was the District 4 race with Pedro Cardenas. And I'm posting this online. I should have done it as soon as, but again, I get all crazy. Because, again, we love this stuff. Here's the other one. I'm posting it right here. There we go. We're going to put 2025 City of, go capstone. City of Brownsville runoff election results. Like that. All right, post it. Where are you? Far away. There. So what are y'all's checks? Can Brian have so much power? Technically he does. Where are we? This is what we're looking at. So yes, Montelongo, Brian and Linda Macias, as of right now, if they flip to Mayor Cowan's side, they have all the power. Again, right now, Pedrito Cárdenas, Gustavo de Leon is on the phone with Brian and Linda Macias. If they haven't got off the phone already, they're saying, "Hey, let's work together. We could do great things for the city of Brownsville. What do you want to do? What's your focus? Let's plan it out, and we'll do your first, and we'll do mine." Or it's a give and take, Montelongo. So essentially, it's the art of the deal. It really is. Who's going to offer the best? Which offer is going to make sense to these individuals? Again, I'm not alleging that they're going to do anything wrong. We can't say that. But hey, you want to look good? Brian, you're coming up in 2 years. You're coming up for election in 2 years. Let's start with your agenda, Brian. Let's start fixing Southmost. Let's do activities over here, activities over there. Linda Macias, District 2. You're coming up in a year. You're already campaigning. Well, no, was she last year, 2 years ago? But nonetheless, things change in a New York minute, ladies and gentlemen. They really do. They really do. So as of right now, this is what we feel will be the majority. But maybe Mayor Cowan, Tino Villarreal, Nunez Golonsky, maybe they're on the phone right now with Linda Macias. Maybe they're on the phone with Brian. Maybe they're congratulating Nunez Golonsky. Hey, congratulations, ma'am. Welcome to the commission. I'm ready to work with you. Let me know and what I can do to make Brownsville better. These conversations are already happening. This is hot. So is it just pleasantries? Congratulations. Look forward to working with you. Or is it, hey, let's work together. We can form a great team. Let's come to this side. Or maybe, possibly even Nunez Golonsky will side with, with Pedrito, Gustavo, Brian, and Linda Macias. Maybe. Hey, again, everything's on the table, ladies and gentlemen. Everything's on the table right now. This is just hypothetically speaking. Let me go back and check to see if we get election day results. But again, we're not going to get election day results for another, 7:30. The polls close in 30 minutes. There's no way. I anticipate around 8:30. 8:30, they're gonna come out. I don't think I'm gonna stay on for 8:30 because I'm trying to enjoy my Saturday. But again, what are your thoughts, chat? What are your thoughts on this new dynamic as of right now? Again, is this final? No, it's not. It's not final. We won't know because why? There is a possibility. Now, if I were to give percentage-wise, I would say, Pedrito as of right now, come on, man. Somebody sent me the results. Like, I know. I'm live. It's like the second person that does it. But percentage-wise, let me see. Percentage-wise, moving forward, yeah, I know. I'm just gonna go on a little bit more. Thank you. I'll probably go like 45 minutes, 10 more minutes. Percentage-wise, moving forward, I think Pedro is at 70%. Daisy's at 30%. And that's based on what numbers they're going to bring in on election day. Because again, 4,000 people came out to vote for the at-large race. 1,800 were for District 4. If you see right here, the total votes casted. Again, is it possible that she could gain 200 votes, 300 votes, and some? It's possible. Anything's possible. But we would set it, percentage-wise, we would set it at 70% to 30% in favor of Pedro Cárdenas to be the next representative for District 4. Hey, Carlos Elizondo. This is Carlos Elizondo's fake Facebook profile. How's it going, Carlos? You still have Alberto? Carlos is the guy behind all these fake Facebook pages and YouTube pages. He forgot I knew about Alberto. Hey, Carlos Elizondo, since I have you on, I'm going to show you the dynamics. Where is it? Right here. Yeah, you know it's you, punk. I have text messages that prove it. Hey, Carlos. Well, now that you get Pedrito in and Gustavo in, are you going to get a job with the city of Brownsville? You have how much? You have less than 6 months for the, what was it? For the retirement? Remember? Where is it? I'm going to bring you up right now, Carlos. Check Carlos. Why don't you just use your regular page, Carlos? Chato. Hey, what's up with the Jasmine Marie investigation? We're going to bring that up. Show me who your dad is mejor or who worked at El Camichin. I don't even know what El Camichin is. Let me bring up Carlos real quick. Yeah, I don't know. He loves coming on fake praises. I don't know why he just doesn't use his. Where are you? Oh, I found it. Carlos, I know you're watching. I'm going to bring you up right now. Okay. So I'm on. Yes, I'm on. Or who you owe money to? Hey man, I'm a business owner. I owe money. I'm not like your boys, Trey and Pedro Cardenas, that take money. Just use your real profile, Carlos. So look, Carlos. I'll show you. So now, Carlos, that Gustavo de Leon, and again, guys, this is Carlos Elizondo's fake YouTube page, Alberto. He has several fake social media platforms. Alberto's one of them. You don't believe me? I look forward to it, Carlos. I look forward to it. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm gonna get sued. I look forward to it. It'll be fun. I got balls, not like you. But look, Carlos, now that you have Pedro Cardenas and Gustavo de Leon on, are they going to pressure the city manager once again to get you a job moving forward? We have the city of Brownsville, who on Tuesday, the BISD is going to get interesting. It's going to be very interesting moving forward. Why? Because it was anticipated that Martin Sarkis, who was appointed by Gustavo de Leon to PUB, was going to be appointed by Carlos Elizondo to BISD, and then he was going to vacate the PUB board. So what's going to happen, Carlos? Are you going to get a job with the city of Brownsville now? Now that Pedrito has 4 more years, Gustavo's going to do whatever Pedro says moving forward. This whole Trey Mendez thing, possibly not. Maybe it's still in play. Brian is close with Roy Los Santos. Let me know, whoever's following. Again, I'm clicking to see when election day results will come out, but that won't be until, I guess, an hour or so moving forward. But again, this, I'm not sure if it's still in play because we came out with the story the day before early voting. And this spooked whoever was going to give Carlos Elizondo a second. They were going to nominate Martin Sarkis, who can't even speak English, to the BISD board. But when we posted that picture on Sunday, this picture on the screen, when we posted this picture on the screen on Sunday, it kind of halted that plan. So whoever it was, I'm not sure if it was Minerva Peña, if it was Frank Ortiz, possibly, because that's Carlos's horses. Could it have been Daniel Lopez Valdez? Possibly. Could it have been Jessica Gonzalez? I don't know. Denise Garza? I don't know. But someone was going to second to put Martin Sarkis on the agenda for consideration to fill the BISD seat. So my question is, Carlos, now that you got your candidates, again, the Pedro Cardenas is 70% as of right now. It's not yet 100. He is up by 200 votes moving forward. But what's going to happen? Is Carlos Elizondo going to get the job? Is the city manager's office going to see that the majority, which is this majority, they're going to see this and they'll be like, uh-oh, if we don't give them what he wants, he could possibly put us on the agenda. Where is it? He could possibly put us on the agenda. Is it possible? Yeah. Because again, the magic number is 4, ladies and gentlemen. 4. Where am I? Where the heck am I? Oh, okay, good. It's freaking out. So again, we made serious allegations that right before early voting, Pedro Cárdenas and Gustavo de Leon were in the city manager's office, convincing them to hire Carlos Elizondo as an EMT firefighter. And the city, the EMT, the firefighters were like, oh, hell no, we don't want that guy. He left on bad terms. He left on very bad terms. He got in as the fire chief. He couldn't even pass his test. They had to move things around in order to get Carlos Elizondo the job. And then he was caught operating an ambulance service, and things just got out of control, and he got fired. He got arrested twice, if I'm not mistaken. But he left on bad terms. So again, my question, Carlos, are you going to get a job now with the city of Brownsville? Because as of right now, Pedrito Cárdenas does have a good lead with the election day votes that are pending. So what's going to happen moving forward? This is crazy. Again, things change very quickly, very, very quickly. Is the city manager going to stand her ground and say, no, we're not going to hire him? Or, you know what? Maybe these individuals, they have the votes. Maybe Pedrito and Gustavo, maybe, again, maybe, hypothetically, maybe they do have the number 4 on their side. And maybe if the city manager's office is not working to their liking, they could possibly get fired, the city manager. She could be possibly put up for discussion. Again, all this depends what happens with Linda Macias, what happens with Brian Martinez. What are they going to do? Is Brian Martinez loyal to Roy de los Santos, who was close or who was, I don't want to say, what is it, a running mate to Pedrito Cárdenas? Then he's going to say, you know what? I'm going to stay here. I work with Pedro. I'm going to work with Gus. I work with Linda Macias. This is my team. This is my 4. Does it make sense, chat? Y'all may think I'm crazy, but that's essentially what's happening right now. That's the dynamics right now. Is Nurit Galonsky receiving a phone call from these individuals saying, "Hey, congratulations! Let's do great things. Hey, we'll come to this site. We'll help you out." So it's very interesting. It's very interesting moving forward. And again, we go to this chart. Are they still going to appoint Martin Sarkis? Does Martin Sarkis have the votes at BISD? I think he does. Now, will he get spooked? We talked about how Martin Sarkis got, in an altercation. He got in an altercation with his brother. So now, ladies and gentlemen, on Tuesday, now it's going to be very interesting because on Tuesday, we feel as if we have an idea of what's going to happen moving forward for BISD. We anticipate that Carlos Elizondo will become the board president. We're gonna make that prediction. And you probably think I'm crazy, but again, Things are happening very, very fast, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very fast. We don't know what's going to hit us moving forward. Why am I saying this, ladies and gentlemen? Why am I saying that Carlos Elizondo could possibly be the board president moving forward? Because of Daniela. Daniela Lopez Valdez is going to work with Carlos. Daniela Lopez Valdez is either going to appoint two people, which we'll be talking about very, very soon. We're talking about it on Monday. Remember, look at this chart. Where is it? Look at this chart. I'm going to make a prediction right now for you. Look at this chart. There was a deal with Gustavo de Leon and Pedro Cárdenas to get Carlos Elizondo a job to work for the city. Is he going to get that? Maybe, possibly. Because now Pedro Cárdenas, they have the majority. As of right now, things could change in a New York minute. But that's what we feel is going to happen. That there's been a deal already made, possibly so Carlos Elizondo won't run against Joey. And who's going to give it to him? Ms. Daniela Lopez Valdez. She will either appoint Martin Sarkis to the BISD board or someone else. And we feel that it's going to be someone related, someone that has ties to Coach Joe Rod. We're going to be talking about this on Monday and Tuesday. Because on Monday, there's a BISD budget meeting. On Tuesday, it's election. They're going to discuss to fill in the vacancy. So essentially what's happening, ladies and gentlemen, again, let me go back to it. This is the scheme that was going to happen. Martin Sarkis was eventually going to be appointed to BISD. Is he? I don't know. Maybe they got spooked. Maybe they're going to plan B. Or maybe he is going to get appointed. And who do I keep on hearing? That it's all because of Daniela. Daniela is going to give Carlos what he wants. What deals, what promises were made? I'm not sure. But Carlos seems to be good with Joey Lopez. Again, things change in a New York minute, ladies and gentlemen. Quick. And essentially what she's doing right now, she's the board president. If Carlos gets Martin Sarkis or a relative of Joe Rod, and that relative of Joe Rod turned around and favors Carlos' side, he's going to be the board president for BISD moving forward. Why would Daniela Lopez Valdez give up that power? It just goes to show you that a deal was made. Again, this is deep. This goes deep, guys. This is like, again, am I alleging that things are going to get, money is going to be given? No, I can't. I can't say that. It's not responsible for me to say that. Am I saying that they're going to, get rich? No, I can't say that. What I am saying is that there's a general understanding that, hey, you help me, I help you. That's how it goes in this game. That's how it goes. But again, someone was going to second appointing Martin Sarkis to that board. And we feel as if that was Daniela Lopez Valdez. She agreed, or possibly is still in agreement, to put that on the agenda or to nominate or to give the 4 votes to Martin Sarkis moving forward. And what's at stake? BISD is the biggest, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest honeypot bankroll alive. There's so much money in there, so many contracts, so many responsibilities, so many. It's a jungle. It's a jungle, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I'm going to click to see if it is 53 minutes after the polls close. Again, we don't anticipate. No, just early voting. But again, if you're just tuning in, we are making a prediction that something crazy is going to happen on Tuesday, BISD board meeting. We have been hearing of things happening very quickly behind closed doors. Again, if the board does not appoint someone by August, TEA comes in. The governor comes in. And again, they don't want that. Who wants that? It's happening right now in La Jolla, where TEA took over, and these people, they're under a microscope. They're not doing anything, ladies and gentlemen, anything. You think these people want to do that? You think they want to lose the power, the connections, the contracts? No, they don't. So the person that was going to give Carlos to put on the agenda, to nominate, to appoint Martin Sarkis was Daniel Lopez Valdez. We had stated that it was the idea of the Republican Party to have Carlos Elizondo run against Joey Lopez. That's what we heard. That's what we reported. But I'm being told that that's already have been fixed. That Carlos and Joey are good. That they're okay. Why? Because a deal was made, an understanding. There was an agreement. And what did that involve? That involved for Daniel Lopez Valdez to appoint either Martin Sarkis to the BISD board, or they're going to appoint a Joe Rod relative. Because, again, I'm going to show you very quickly. Again, things change very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. And what's interesting to note is that not everything that's being told to you, the voter, makes sense. If it doesn't make sense for me, Chingo, let me see. I'll just talk about it on Monday. But this is happening very quickly. And what do we know now? What can we confirm now? That there's a deal between Daniel Lopez Valdez, Joey Lopez, and Carlos Elizondo. There's a deal that has been made. What deal is that? Possibly appointing the next board member. And who would that be? If it's not Martin Sarkis, because of what has happened as of late, the attention that he's been getting, the incident at the hospital that he went through with a family member. If it's not Martin Sarkis, it's someone related, possibly. Someone related to Joe Rod. Crazy stuff. But again, that's politics. One day we're at odds, the next day you're my best friend. When I say that things change in a New York minute, it's because they change in a New York minute. So now, moving forward, if Benito Cárdenas holds on to the 200, it's like 180 votes that he's up. If he's able to hold on to that lead, is Carlos Elizondo going to get a job at the city of Brownsville? Or he only needs, a couple months, couple years maybe for his retirement? Are they going to help him with his retirement? Because that was taken away from him. And you're talking about thousands of dollars, agent. Thousands of dollars. And Pedro has, obviously, or as of right now, they have the votes. They have the votes. This is what we anticipate. Again, this is hypothetical. And if something changes, you're going to be, oh, Frankie's crazy. No, it's because things change like that. These people are already on the phone. They're people, they're camps. They're already working it. They're already hustling. They're already working behind the door, behind the scenes and making deals and these people are they're on it. They're working it. So could this change? Yes, it can change. And who is going to be those people that are going to change it? It's going to be Linda Macias or Brian. So essentially, they have so much power. Essentially, they have so much power moving forward. Do they realize it? I'm sure they are. If they read the room right. So again, I think he works for the Mini Foundation. I'm not sure. I think he was at AT&T at one time. So again, if you're just joining us, Luis Golonsky, 63% of the vote. And also, what we need to talk about, we'll talk about on Wednesday. Also, the Republican Party, they got their 2 votes. They got their 2 candidates in. It's kind of awkward because they got 2 Democrats in. But hey, maybe that's good for them moving forward. The party's able to say, hey, we're strong. We endorse winners. It's going to be a funny sale, but it's still a win nonetheless if this race holds up. Which, again, 200 votes. Is it a lot? No, 200 votes is not a lot. But in this race that only saw 1,750 come out to vote during the election, as of right now, Monique Golonsky won the large race at 63%. Rory came in with a 37% of the vote. And District 4, Pedrito is up 200 votes. We still need election day. Again, how many people come out to vote on election day? Not many. Not many, ladies and gentlemen. So as of right now, we anticipate this being the dynamics of the city commission moving forward. Crazy stuff. And this is going to affect BISD as well. It's a web. It's all a big web. And who's behind it all? Miss Daniela Lopez Valdez. She's taking care of the Lopez empire. Now she will side with Carlos. What will that lead? Again, we anticipate the idea was that Sarkis was going to get the BISD vote. Is he still going to get it? Possibly. And if that happens, guess who they're going to nominate to be the board president? So that's why it's real troubling how, not troubling, but Daniela Valdez, who always wanted to be board president, well, she already has it. She's going to give Carlos the majority. Carlos is going to turn around and shuffle the board, make himself president. Crazy, crazy stuff. Again, we live for this stuff. And we'll be covering on Monday and Tuesday. We'll be covering BISD. BISD has budget meetings, and they have a special call board meeting on Tuesday. They might nominate somebody. They might appoint somebody. They're going to have a discussion with the attorney. So it's confirmed. Daniela Lopez Valdez will be working with Carlos Elizondo, which could potentially give Carlos Elizondo the majority, and he will get his board presidency that he's been so long after. Crazy stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, I am past my hour. Again, the only race that is still up for grabs is the District 4 race. We anticipate for that race to bring the election day results on, I would say maybe an hour after, maybe 2 hours after, an hour and a half. I would say maybe around an hour and a half, 2 hours. So we will keep posting and letting you know. But as of right now, Benito Cárdenas has less than 200 votes lead going to election day. So again, we'll be discussing BISD. We're going to be discussing. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get, again, it's all a web. It's all a web. Oh, Brownsville, what a tangled web we weave. It's all intertwined. It's all connected. Crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time and your attention. Happy Saturday. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Gonna enjoy ourselves. But remember, on Monday morning, we'll be ready and willing to keep on throwing fregazos. Ladies and gentlemen, Rome was not built in a day. I thank you for your patience. And remember, together, we will bring about the positive change that the city of Brownsville so desperately deserves. My name is Frankie Olivo, and this is a special segment of Good Morning Brownsville, the 2025 Brownsville Runoff Elections. See you Monday. Don't be late. Ciao!